Hello everyone and happy Monday. Today's Monday. Today's card for the day is Destiny, and I literally read this and all of it is so much that I say in my videos, but I'm going to tell you guys anyway. It says acknowledge your mission, align with your purpose. You have gifts to share with the world. And I say that so many times, so I feel like this is going to be a short message because I have so many videos on this, but I sort of thought about it from a slightly different perspective today. So what I wrote first was that your gifts align with your purpose. You are destined to accomplish those tasks, I can never say that word, and go on those journeys in this lifetime. The things that you are good at align with what you are meant to do. And I've talked about this before. I think like when I was doing yoga like a month ago or something, I was thinking like, oh, like this yoga instructor has the perfect voice for what she is doing. So I feel like our gifts, no matter what they are, whether it's your voice, whether it's, your handwriting, maybe your handwriting is like beautiful and you have a steady hand and you're a calligrapher, like the skills that you have match your purpose and what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. And it might not be the only thing that you're doing. You could be a yoga instructor and a calligrapher, and it doesn't matter because you don't have to stick to one. You don't have to stick to one thing. You don't have to stick to one career path, one idea, one creative project, one business. Like, the world is your oyster, basically. If you are good at it, if you want to develop the skill, go and do whatever you want. Again, in the right way that feels, in the way that feels right for you, and again, aligned with your purpose, like it says on the card. And I also have other videos about, which I will probably tag here. And I have one about how to follow your intuition. That's the word, follow. In order to follow your intuition, to do things that are aligned with you and that feel right to you, and exactly what it feels like to listen to your intuition and what it feels like to not listen to your intuition. And I feel like a lot of the times, like when we are listening to our intuition, we can get an idea over and over again. Sometimes, like, I will get an idea and I will do the idea, I'll get another idea, and I'll get another idea after that, and that like third idea will bring me back to my first idea because I will like go through the process. Sometimes we need to go through like trial and error in order to learn and to figure things out and to see exactly what fits. But as long as you are just going through your journey in a way that feels authentic to you, and you're following like those nudges, you're following like those thoughts, those creative ideas that are coming to you, those bursts of energy, whatever they are, as long as you are following that and you're like putting pen to paper when you get the idea. So you're not really wasting time, you're not procrastinating, you're not dilly-dallying, but you're doing it in a way that you don't have to have every single step figured out as soon as you think of the idea, but you are going through the process of making a plan, of figuring out what you need, if you need to buy certain supplies in order to do this idea, in order to make this thing happen. Like, you are going through those steps in a way that feels authentic to you, that feels right to you, and you're not, again, procrastinating, overthinking things, getting in your own way. Because if something is your destiny, it is going to keep calling you until you answer it. So you could either do that thing now when you have the idea, or you could do it like 30 years from now when after you've ignored that call so many times, when you could have had more experience and more time to work on this thing. Even though I feel like everything happens when it's supposed to, and maybe like within those 30 years you were supposed to learn certain lessons, but I also think sometimes we can really get in our way and allow things to like take us off course, and again, to not really follow our intuition because of those fears, because of that lack mentality, the limitations, whatever they are. But just know that, again, your destiny is your destiny. Nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can alter it. Even like if you put it off for years, it's still going to happen. It's still going to, unless you pass, it is going to happen in this lifetime. It's going to happen at some point for you because that is, what you are destined to do. And yeah, sometimes I feel like I have met people, who will think that they are just not worthy of what they're called to do, or they make excuses, or not so much excuses, but it's just like in a fear-based way that they tell themselves that they can't accomplish something or shouldn't even strive for something. And that can be something that can hold you back for your whole life until you choose and until you want to actually break free from that limiting belief. So, like, who knows, maybe you have the same destiny in your next life because you just didn't fulfill it in this one. I don't know how that works, and I don't think we look like the same people in our next lives. But yeah, just continue to do those things that you feel you're supposed to be doing. Again, following those creative ideas. Even if you go through 10 different rounds of ideas and it brings you back to one, at least you did something. At least you took those steps and you tried and you listened to every single idea that you had, because that is what you're supposed to be doing. And it doesn't all have to look right or pretty or, whatever it is, because it is going to make sense to you and it is going to look the right way for your journey. So again, another note I wrote on here is that everyone's journey is unique. So try not to compare yours to theirs, because again, they're happening at different times. Like, the things in your life are happening at a different time in somebody else's life. Even if you guys are in the same industry, you're going towards the same job, whatever it is, you guys have both got to learn things in different ways, in different times, and that is okay. Like, that's what we're all here to do. Even if your journeys and your lives feel so similar, there's definitely nuance there. There's different personalities. There's all kinds of stuff that goes into that. So just know that your destiny is for you. Your mission is for you. So stay focused on exactly what you're doing instead of, looking in a different lane to see what somebody else is doing. I know it can be a little bit difficult because, like, earlier today, I was just like, there's a lot of people that I see around me who are, like, similar, and they say similar things and, similar brand kind of missions, just about taking care of yourself and focusing on your growth. And it just feels like for me that mine is just not as well received. But maybe that is just part of my journey to keep going, to keep believing, and to have that faith. And even if it takes me, longer, quote unquote, there's stuff I'm supposed to learn along the way, and I'm supposed to also break through those thoughts and, sometimes that anger and a little bit of that jealousy. So there's things that I need to do, and I feel like every single experience, if we look at it in a certain way, if we look at it in the way of wanting to grow, so we can learn from every single situation, like every single thought, every thought I have, like, I become very aware of every single thought that I have, and I know that every reaction I have is for a reason. Every time I choose not to react and I just, like, I respond instead of react, there's a reason for that. So, so just follow again every thought that you have, even though sometimes it can feel like overwhelming. But I actually said this in my next video too for later tonight, because this is Monday morning, but that, oh crap, I forgot it already. But oh my goodness, I have no thoughts in my head. It's so wild how that happens. But yeah, just align with your purpose. I think I'm just so tired. It just, like, completely went out of my head, and now it's like I never had it in the first place. But yeah, align yourself with your intuition in each decision, because it only needs to make sense to you. It doesn't need to make sense to grandma. It doesn't need to make sense to your uncle. It doesn't need to make sense to your neighbor. Because they are not on the same journey as you. They are not on the same mission. So again, stay focused on your mission and keep working on your craft. Keep getting better at your craft, whatever your skills are. I don't want to say perfecting those, but you get the idea. Just keep working on them. Keep getting better at them every single day. And, that is going to lead you probably to a place that you couldn't even imagine for yourself. As long as you stay in tune, you keep your intention and your authenticity, and you build your confidence over time, you are going to get there in a way that is, like, more magnificent than you could have ever dreamed. So that is that for today. And I still cannot think of that thing I was going to say. It has to do with my next video. So I have a video coming out tonight about how to harness your energy in order to manifest the things that you want, in order to attract the things that you really, really, truly desire. And, sticking with your intentions, your confidence, being clear on what you want, understanding your energy. So all of that stuff is coming out tonight. I will be posting one of those, my authenticity videos, every single Monday night. And I will be doing more of these empowerment videos. And I also think I had another note on this actually. So even if an idea isn't well received, like I was talking about, like learning things, seeing what sticks, doing, going through trial and error. So like even if one idea isn't well received on a large scale, it could still help you reach the next step. So what I was thinking about with these, I really had the idea. It was like super loud in my head. And it came to me randomly, so I knew it was my intuition. And I just had the idea to do these empowerment cards every day because I wanted to be on here more often. And I just wanted to try something different. So even though like these, I don't think these messages are as well received as my other ones, but that's okay. At least for right now. And yeah, that's okay. It still taught me a lot about what I should be doing next. And without these, all of these messages that have honestly really, really helped me, I wouldn't have known to make and type out my ideas for, all different facets of authenticity. So these are like 26 ideas that I have for every single Monday for the next 6 months. And I did this like one night a couple weeks ago or a week or so ago. And I have like everything like written down. I've typed everything out, and again, this is what my video is going up about tonight. So if I hadn't have listened to my intuition to pull these cards, even though it wasn't something that was like, massive, like well received, like, oh my gosh, so many people. And even though my other videos are more popular, this was just something that I wanted to try, even though it was different. But again, it still taught me something. It brought me to what I should be doing now, and it gave me a lot more clarity about the things I should be talking about with authenticity, because I think I was getting confused, jumbled, just everything was a mess mentally for me. So I think one of these days, it might have been like a week ago at the beginning of October, excuse me, that I pulled one of these cards, and it just led me down this rabbit hole of making all of these video ideas, even to the point where like I would go to sleep, I would like go lay down, and I would get another idea, and I would like turn on the flashlight and like type it down on my laptop. But again, I wouldn't have had these ideas if I didn't follow my intuition to do those card pulls for, the daily empowerment. So everything happens for a reason. As long as you are following your intuition, you're following what is aligned for you, and you're following that voice, that keeps coming to you to try a new idea, to try something new, to do something a little bit differently, and to, just all of those ideas that you have, give them a go, give them a try. It might not work out. It might not be like so well received on a like public scale, large scale, but it's going to help you in some way. And it might challenge you to try something differently. So that was that. I feel good about getting all of that out. So I hope that was helpful for anybody who needed to hear it. I know these are definitely helpful for me if they're not helpful for anybody else, but I hope you got something from that. And I will see you again tonight at 6 p.m. every Monday night at 6 p.m. Eastern with a video about authenticity, how to live in your authenticity. So I'm giving you my guidance in that. And these probably until the end of October. I think I'm going to stick with that, see how the 30 days goes, and then decide from there if I want to continue. But I will keep doing these every single day. You'll see me in the morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. But that is that for now, and I'm going to bed. Good night. Bye.